Greetings and welcome to Talk to Me America. I'm Lord Goddess and you're on Here's What I Heard, my channel. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Oh man, all kinds of stuff has been going on since the last time I was on here with you. But we also have a possible choice to make here tonight too, and I'll let you guys tell me in the chat if I can find it again. Oh, there it is. It disappeared. Let me know that you're here. Welcome once again to the show. It is Thursday night and it is 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 o'clock Avocado Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's time for the show. Talk to Me America. All right, I guess the first thing I want to do is, I don't know if any of you guys follow the Daily Wire. I actually don't follow them. I used to. That was one of the first alternatives, actually, that I watched. And that was actually when Ben Shapiro was, like, cohorts. Michael Knowles, they give him a hard time all the time. Let me know if you can hear me out there. Rougarou! Aye! Welcome, Rougarou. Anyway, they've got a movie premiere happening tonight, and I was actually going to see if I could actually rebroadcast it to everybody. Now, I probably won't do it on YouTube, and it starts in a half an hour. So you guys are going to have to let me know if you guys want to see that movie. And I'm not going to take a chance with rebroadcasting it on YouTube just because Daily Wire is pretty much stickler for the copyright thing. Not to mention the fact that they might not even let it, they might have some code in it that you can't do it anyway. So I'd have to try it first. I won't know until it comes on. Would anybody be interested in checking it out? It looks like a really campy superhero type of comic book type of comedy, based on what I could tell of the trailers. And I was going to say, they do this. They did this about a month ago with another movie, and of course at the exact same time as I play here. So it's like, oh no, I missed it. Radicalized Ryan, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. Truth and Sanity, welcome. Wage, my friend Wage, one of the, what can I call him? Like a shaman of our group. Him and Coke are the father figures, I guess you could say. the main bears, I don't know. They help people out when they're in need, and actually for more than just computer problems and stuff like that. They even have a, what was it I heard him talking about? Was that actually a suicide hotline? If you want to drop that down in there, if you're feeling bad. And speaking of that, if you haven't heard already, now I know a lot of you that are in my chats have heard it already, but if you're just joining me, Bruin Backhand, thank you for being here tonight. I actually think it looks like I got everything working properly, and I didn't forget to press the blue button. It used to be red, didn't it? Well, anyway, that doesn't matter. But, again, speaking of that, we probably all know that Jussie Smollett has been sentenced for his conviction by a jury of his peers for 5 out of 6 of the, what do they call it, the accusations or whatever it was that he faked this hate crime. 150 days in county. What did he say? $150,000. Reparations for wasting the city's time, and what was it again? I wrote it down because it happened. I mean, it happened like 15 minutes ago. 30 months of probation, and has to report to the court. However, no travel restrictions, and I guess they're not worried about him running away, except for the fact that they took him to jail immediately. It was really weird, and it almost seems like theater, like, again, Most people now are trying to get famous. This judge guy was kind of androgynous, if you want to put it politely. However, his closing speech, and it was actually hard to hear because I thought he only got 30 days in the pokey. And then I looked at the newscast right afterwards, and it ended up being 150 days in county. Remanded immediately. But if you weren't watching, Smollett went nuts. Just about almost like as if he thought that if he went into pokey, that he wouldn't be safe. And he started screaming about not wanting to off himself. He even said it out loud. If anything happens to me, it didn't happen because of me. I didn't do it or whatever. It's like, and he's still claiming that he didn't do the original crime either. I don't know, temporary insanity maybe? If that was the case, they probably should have said something before all of this. And I've never seen such a long sentencing trial in my life. And they even got his poor old grandmother up there. Poor old lady said, if you send him to jail, send me too. You know she was coached. They all were. Let's see. All right. Oh, hello, Pastor Shadley. Thank you so much. You get one of these. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Always appreciate the support. Uncle. You guys are crazy. Everybody's saying hello to everybody in the chat. Welcome, welcome once again. And again, you'll have to let me know. Would you like me to try and play this movie coming on in about 20 minutes? The Daily Wire is doing their premiere of, what's it called? The Hyperions. And if you weren't here a minute ago, movie. And I was going to try, like I say, I won't know if I can rebroadcast it until I try. There's been a couple of movies on YouTube that, and it's not that I don't try to record them for any kind of money or anything like that. And actually, I don't even record the whole things. A lot of times I'm just looking for clips. But you have to really look hard on some of these movies that you want to get the clips from to, make a meme or something like that. Because some of them do have some kind of a blackout code on them or something like that. So it's like when I try to pull it up on OBS, even when I'm trying to do screen cap, it blacks it out. So there's a possibility that could happen with this too. Daily Wire is actually pretty careful when it comes to security and copyrights. Pastor Shadley. I'll let people read I won't repeat that. I'll let people read the chat over there. The whole reason for the drama was because he wants to be put in PC. What's PC? Private confinement? Something like that. Yeah. Actually, I got to tell you, as I was saying, the judge actually kind of made us go through a roller coaster. And as far as this goes, it was almost kind of dramatic because first you hear the judge telling him how narcissistic he is and how selfish he was and how that, everybody's claiming that he didn't hurt anybody, but it really did hurt a lot of people that actually do go through these kinds of things, and people, don't believe them. And, you got a boy that cries wolf and there was evidence against him. He's still swearing up and down that he didn't do it, almost as if, I'm actually surprised he didn't come up with the same excuse that I heard this one guy come up with as to why he didn't come to his DUI. And there's a video of it. It's an old video, but I remember this distinctly because it was it was so stupid. The guy's sitting there, the cops ask him, or the DA or the judge or whatever it is, ask him why he didn't show up for his, he had a warrant for his DUI warrant, whatever like that. And he says, I'm dead. I died yesterday. I died the other day. It was like, the thing that bothered me the most was the fact that it literally shut everybody up. Nobody said anything after that. It was like, really? You're buying this shit? So, what can I tell you? And then And then the judge goes into, well, you know, your family and everything up until now, you've had good reports, and it's proven that you've had humanitarian acts for a long time. And like I say, they brought up somebody that he worked for when he was 15 years old. They brought his grandmother up there. His brother was up there. BLM actually sent a letter. Even Samuel L. Jackson wrote them a letter. Be lenient, be lenient, be lenient. Well, they got their wish. They were lenient. They were lenient. Although, like I said, at the end of it, once he did get his sentence to be remitted to jail that night, he flipped. He flipped out. He flipped out. I'm not going to off myself. I'm not going to do that. Don't ever. So it's like, And of course, you know, the old adage, methinks thou protest too much. So, did you guys want the movie? Do you guys want to try and see if I could do the movie? It comes on in 15 minutes. I don't care, actually. I would rather do the phone calls and everything like that, but I know some people will probably want to see that movie, and it'll probably be, well, like I say, they do it free one night. It's kind of a cool thing. Other than that, we have all kinds of other things to talk about. Like I say, there's 1,200 or more. That's actually over 1,200 adverse reactions with regards to the coof jab, if you will. If that's what everybody's always calling it. Let me turn that on now that I got my camera. All right, everybody. Once again, welcome to the show. This is Talk to Me America, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, that would have been, anybody with headphones would have probably had to have some Q-tips. Bleeding ears, don't want to do that. One thing that actually amused me this week was Dianne Feinstein, Senator Feinstein, who is, 91, whenever she gets reelected, supposedly, and is actually running for reelection this year. Fired a staff member, and he decided that he was going to get revenge, or at least what I think he thought or thinks is revenge. Actually, to be honest with you, well, like you say, if it was in D.C., other than the smoking indoors, he probably didn't break any laws. But this guy, literally got back, after he was fired, he got back into the Capitol building, I think. Oh, now don't tell me his shit's not there no more. Oh, there we go. This guy got fired. His name is Jamarcus Purley. And the only thing I could really find on him was an Instagram, but you can see down here on the far right corner, he's sitting, I don't know if he's at his desk. It doesn't really say a whole lot. Just basically he goes into place. I'm not going to play the sound because it's a copyright song, but I like it. And he's smoking a blunt, dancing around, standing on his chair. He at one point, according to the article, he at one point claims that Feinstein doesn't really give a shit about black people or anything else like that. And of course, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. So yeah, this guy, like I say, this was amusing, and I'm kind of glad to see it in a way. I really am, because they're showing us what these leaders have been doing to us and are doing to us and expect us to be like for, let's see, Feinstein's been in there for over 50 years now. She got in there when I was 3. Yeah, man. Come on. No, 5. All right. Let's see. So, yeah, I thought this was amusing. Of course not. I would never forget you, Bruin Backhand. I got you both. I got everybody both up here. I try to talk to everybody if I can. But I need to, I got to get to the stuff that I'm covering too. But again, I appreciate you being here. Just noticed you showing your, yes. You just noticed that. Okay. Well, thanks for noticing. Even if it's just a hoax, we still believe you. Yeah, like I say, there was all kinds of people writing all kinds of letters. Please be lenient on this criminal. He didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, like I say, the judge went off on him, and like I say, had us on a roller coaster until he finally actually did the sentencing. It took him almost 10 minutes to get it all out. I thought, geez, really? Come on. Let's see. All right. Well, since nobody seems real interested in the movie, I won't bother with it then. Anybody know what happened to Liberal Hive Mind? Like I said, I wrote myself some notes because you guys distract me. I get distracted. I'm easily distracted because I'm a blonde. Yeah. That's not the only reason. I'm just getting old. Too old for some of the shit that they want us to try and change into these days, let me tell ya. All right, everything, like, I got green lights on everything. I'm a very, very, very happy person right now. You guys' help, your guidance, your crashed when I did any videos lately either, so yeah, hallelujah. And I've even got a green light. I don't think they set me up on fiber optic yet, but Radicalized Ryan says, imagine it was a Caucasian person who did it. He should be charged. Hate crime to it too, although like I say, this lynching, if you will, because that's essentially what they tried to portray it as, two white guys claiming MAGA country. Had you ever, even the Chicagoans were like, fuck you, no, even the Chicagoans were like, how dare you besmirch us like that? Because Chicago is not Trump country. That was, I couldn't believe people were actually buying that. You know, like I say, people of Chicago didn't buy it. Obviously, the cops didn't buy it. His jury didn't buy it either. Otherwise, he'd be running to LA by now. And of course, the one article I read when I saw this first thing this morning, like I say, I saw this at like 6:30, 7:30. Should we be watching what would happen? Nah, man, this shit happened 15 minutes before I got on here. I was like, damn. And I know I went back to him. Actually, one thing I wanted to show you, something else that amused me here lately. Let me minimize that. I didn't mean to minimize that. Okay. I'm scrolling through Facebook. Now, everybody says, oh, yeah, fuck Facebook. Well, I stay on Facebook because my family's on Facebook. And I have other things that people are used to me being on Facebook for. My music and stuff like that. It's not horrible as long as you're not trying to bait them, okay? And my music and my family, most of the time, that's all they can use anyway. None of my family would be able to keep up with as many social media stuff as I'm doing right now, so it's not a big deal. But I came across this meme. Can you guys see that okay? Let me see. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Here we go. I come across this meme. Okay? That. But then I see a warning on it. Trying to find, okay. I see a warning on it. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's something about missing context, missing information, something like that. And it's like, well, let's see. That's a comparison between two things. What possibly could be missing? So I finally got curious as to what one of these fact checks were. Let me see if I can find it here. I know I saved it. This tripped me out. This really tripped me out. I went ahead and clicked on the, it's because they put on the bottom, it's like, you know, not enough information, or it wasn't even not factual information. It was, you know, something very not obvious. You know what I'm saying? It was very, all right. So AFP fact check. This is what happens when I click on the here's why link. Oldest political trick returns as gas prices become a front in U.S. misinformation battle. So now the difference in the gas prices between a year and a half ago and now are misinformation. All right. Lindsay Battle says she knows the truth about why U.S. gas prices in her area rose 90 cents a gallon in just over 2 months. It's because President Biden shut down the pipeline and because of all of these other policies that make us reliant once again in the Middle East for oil, she said. Now, I don't know who the hell Lindsay Battle is. And I don't know why. It's like, okay, what kind of an expert is this? Who is this? There's not even a link on it to go to her wiki. So, and of course, right underneath it says, this is inaccurate, but Battle's claims in emailed comments to AFP reflect the age-old political cudgel of pocketbook issues used to attack opponents, which have become popular misinformation front on social media. So they're claiming, they're literally claiming that this meme, go back to it, this meme is missing information, is misinformation. A comparison between the two. And like I say, I'm not real sure who in the hell Lindsay Battle is. Of course, you know that they've already admitted, and most people have, a lot of the, especially Facebook, has already admitted that these people that are doing the fact checking is, what is it? Their professional opinion. So we're relegated to some bureaucrat's professional opinion as to whether or not shit is true or not. And like I say, whoever Lindsay Battle is, she's an American. She's entitled to her opinion and her free speech. So whether it's wrong or not, that's actually the beauty of being an American. You can say whatever you want, no matter how wrong you may be. But it's up to the other people that are listening or not to decide that. Not some Lindsay Battle. Numerous social media posts blaming the policies of Democratic President Joe Biden have continued to spread since all of this. Yeah, and you know where they're coming from? I'll give you 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. Okay, actually all 3. Democrats. And there's a lot of people pissed off about these gas prices. And if I'm not mistaken, our inflation is almost up to 8% now. But go out, if you're worried about gas prices, go out and buy yourself a $75,000 Tesla. Then you can pay $15 a gallon for gas, and it won't matter because you don't use gas at that point. But I gotta tell you, that's how much a lot of people pay for their house. Not to mention the fact all of the adjustments and everything you have to put in your house to charge the damn thing. Not to mention also, too, if you run out of electricity somewhere, are you going to be able to take a bucket and go to a station somewhere and get a bucket of electricity and bring it back? Sure would hate to see all them electrical vehicles. Sure would hate to see all them electrical vehicles trying to evacuate during a hurricane down here. We have enough people running out of gas and having to rescue enough people as it is now. Can you imagine sitting in traffic for hours and all of a sudden no power? Nobody been moving for a long time. You'd actually have to stay in that car for a while. Not a good idea. I wonder, these people definitely don't think this shit through. It's all about the money. And it's actually a very vicious circle, it seems like. All right, Hallie, joining us on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. All right, 451 Actual. Thank you for being here tonight. They piss on the couch there, like he just dig. That's what they do. Okay, I'm missing a part of it. So 451 Actual says, in my opinion, the judge was easy on him even with his reprimand, and he didn't even mention the harm to Trump supporters. He spent more time sucking Jesse Jackson's big mic. Yeah, well, like I say, oh, yeah, now that, 451 Actual, actually, in case you're wondering, and if you don't know who this is, 451 Actual actually has his own show. I like to shout out to everybody that comes on here if I can. Hopefully, I'll never be too big to not be able to do that. I've noticed that Salty's starting to get nervous about it. And, when you grow that big, it is hard to pay attention to everybody, so enjoy it while you can. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, today, another shout out if he's out here. He said he would be here, but you never know. People say they come all the time, and life gets in the way a lot of times. But a shout out to our son. Happy birthday. I forget actually how old you are, but you probably don't want me to broadcast that anyway. And 451 Actual has a radio show in the mornings on Odysee and The Alive is Asshole, right? Did you say? If you got any others, if you got anything like that, throw it down into the chat there. Let other people know where you are. And of course, like I say, you can call me anytime. Sorry, I needed some fan action. These lights are so hot. But you can't see me if I don't turn them on, so. Woo! All right. Let's see. Just one manufactured crisis after another with the demonic. Yes, I agree. And anyways, like I say, 451 Actual played some of his music. Headspill, like I say, happy birthday to our son. And Headspill, he plays music in the mornings. Man, I get so... I'm going crazy. Wow, I don't even have that many followers, and it takes me forever to get through all of this stuff. Of course, I'm long-winded about some of this stuff, too. Ryan R. Oh, you don't already know that? Radicalized Ryan says, I've had it. I'm sure we will find out shortly that all the politicians are invested in electric cars. Well, now, unless Jimmy Dore was mistaken, he was able to find out. Of course, right after Biden got in office, he'd said something to the effect that he wanted to change all of the governmental vehicles and fleets and all that into electrical vehicles. And not long after that, the Pelosi family bought a shitload of stock in, I think it was Tesla. So, yeah. Anytime they ever try to press something like this, even this global warming crap and everything like that, it's always to put money in their pockets. It's always something like that. In fact, didn't we just find out, and I don't want to mention too much of this because we are on YouTube, but didn't we just find out, and I know Salty covered this too, that old HB and 10% for the big guy actually financed these factories, or not factories, but these clinics, or whatever you want to call them, research centers in the Ukraine. Tell me these people aren't fucking lining their pockets. At our expense. In fact, he just sent another, $10 billion over there, taxpayer money, to help Ukraine. Really? Really? You got almost, 19 million people now getting ready to be homeless because of this last couple of years. And he's going to send that money over to a country that basically launders their money for them, if you will. Allegedly. All right. I mentioned before somebody that I follow, and I know some of you guys follow too. Liberal Hive Mind. I've noticed that he hasn't posted anything in 5 days. He's went from 3 videos a day to 0. I hope that he is not ill, or did they kick him off of YouTube? Because I know he's pretty controversial sometimes too. Oh, you know they will. Radicalized Ryan said they will never stop until it's all destroyed. Then right before the collapse, they will exchange the currency for another and move from the United States. Yeah. Yeah, actually, from what I can tell, Russia's doing that. China's trying to be a superpower, and actually one of the ways to do that is to actually control all the money worldwide where it goes around and everything. So yeah, they're gaining on us when it comes to that. Wade says, oh, no, see. Safe, stay safe down there. Where? I'm missing a lot of the... Advocate Coke says, another $13.6 billion for Ukraine in the new budget bill. Like I say, I'm tired of paying for the entire world. Meanwhile, they keep taking more and more and more and more and more from us. And then you got assholes like... that TV show host. What is his name? The one that looks down his nose while he's talking to you. And telling everybody, oh, I don't mind paying more. And it's really funny too, because this joke could have been really funny, because he says, you know, we're going to stop buying gas from the bad guys, which is the Russians. We're going to buy the gas from the good guys, which is Saudi Arabia. Isn't that the place where they throw gays off of buildings? There's no such thing. In fact, I actually kind of sort of dated somebody from Saudi Arabia a long time ago when I was younger and younger, and he literally told me that in their belief system, in their country, there's no such thing as gay. So, yeah, I guess it goes against any of their even imagination as far as that goes. Yet, they do some pretty horrible things to little boys, but we won't go into that. Let's see. Liberal Hive Mind has not posted on Audi in 7 days. Yeah, he hasn't. So I say I'm missing him. I have a video you should play, but I'm not sure if you playing it on YouTube. The original will be taken down. Yeah. Like I say, I was going to go. Don't say gay. I'm old enough to remember when gay meant happy. So, let's see, and Venice. Stephen Colbert. Thank you, Hallie. Stephen Colbert. Yeah, he gets up there and starts telling everybody he's a millionaire. In fact, he's a multi-millionaire. George Takei, too. He's another one. He's another one. Oh, you know, he's worth $14 million. A multi-million-dollar heir. Multi-millionaire. Thank you. See, this gets me frustrated sometimes, too. I am so sick of these elitist assholes hanging on to their money and getting more money and getting, you know, it seems like people just throw money and gifts and everything at them because they're famous or whatever like that. And then they have the nerve to tell those poor people that have done that, and poorer people that can't even do that they need to pay more, that they need to sacrifice more. How much more do you want? Before everything let up about, 2 months ago, I was getting ready to lose my fucking house. How much more do you fucking want? I'm done with these people. I've been done with these people for a long time. I noticed this shit started happening during Farm Aid. Or after Farm Aid. You don't do this, and it was just, it was subtle. Now all of a sudden, we have to give up everything for these assholes where we don't live? Who they're literally proving to be who we're supposed to be fighting against, who our forefathers fought against in Germany? I don't think so. Not to mention the fact that we've changed. War doesn't bring us together like it used to back in the 50s, of the greatest generation or whatever like that. People don't want that anymore. People want peace. People don't want to send their sons over there for this because all the money goes right into everybody else's pocket and we still pay for it. We have the pleasure of paying for this mess. And no. Let's see. Wage War says, Marjorie Taylor Greene blasts Pelosi. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'll watch that later. Maybe repost it on Radicalized Ryan's. I stopped watching Liberal Hive Mind after they booted me from YouTube. He's good though. Yeah. I think he's on Odysee now too. He's on a few more. He's been demonetized for almost a year now, so but yeah, I'm missing him. I would always watch. First he started getting later and later, and now he's like gone altogether. Like I say, good vibes out to him. I hope everything's all right. And if not, if he works it out, and of course if he's listening, which I'm sure he's not, he's way bigger than I'll ever be probably. To us that will help if we can, depending on the problem. And I wonder if Jeremy knows from oh god, he's got 3 different channels. He's named them 3 different things, and he freaks me out too sometimes with all this. And of course another thing, I'm sure I know how everybody feels about Kamala in Poland. After I listened to her, whatever it was that she said, that everybody went, huh? My first thought, did anybody order a word salad sandwich? I swear to God, if you... telling family secrets now, but someone in my family at one time dated a stripper, and I swear to God, Kamala Harris is just like her. She talks for an hour and says absolutely nothing. I would sit here and talk to this girl for 15-20 minutes and be like, did I just have that conversation? That meant absolutely nothing. I had no idea what the hell she was talking about most of the time, and it was just word puke. Word salad sandwiches. That's what I call it. In fact, I should make a t-shirt on there. Anybody order a word salad sandwich? Woo, yeah. Let's see what else is going on. Advocate Coke says, support for Ukraine spending breakdown for the newest spending bill. Note how much money goes to USAID. Let's see if I can open this up. Over here. No. There we go. New window. Can I make it bigger? Yes, I can. The Ukraine Supplemental Appropriations Act provides $13.6 billion in emergency funding to support the Ukraine people and defend global democracy in the wake of Russia's unprovoked attack on Ukraine. Russia's unprovoked attack. Haven't they been fighting over there since like 2014? And I don't know how unprovoked getting ready to put NATO over there on his border after promising not to. That's a commie move, actually. Let's see. Hallie says, yeah, Kamala is an embarrassment. The quartering. Yeah, the quartering. That was the guy. He helps people out too, and I know that a lot of us, even though we don't talk a whole lot, or they don't, talk to each other a whole lot, or give shout outs a whole lot and everything like that, they usually, most of us try and stick together, especially what they do to us. Anyway, humanitarian assistance, $2.65 billion through the U.S. Agency for International Development. Oh, okay. International Disaster Assistance Program. Defense assistance, more than $3 billion for European command operations. Economic assistance, nearly $1.8 billion to flexibly respond to macroeconomics needs in Ukraine, provides $25 million to the U.S. agency, and sanctions enforcement. Oh.
I know probably reading. I didn't mean to interrupt your reading of the humanitarian aid. I was, I gave a lot of money to the Jewish organizations who were trying to get out the Ukrainian Jews. But I just had a conversation though with one of my coworkers who's from Moscow, and I mean she's lived here a long time, and she doesn't like Putin at all. She, I told her I thought Putin had some. I'm hardly pro-Putin, but I think that he, I wondered if he had some legitimate concerns about, which. I mean, I know it still raises the issue: do you have a right to attack another country when it's unprovoked? But I mean, she just felt like, I felt like both countries were corrupt, and I don't know. But she said it was better a corrupt country than a police state. She really, I don't know if she has a point. I guess I think that. I mean, what do you think the outcome?
How many corrupt countries have you known that are benevolent to their citizens? I don't know of any.
That's true. Yeah, they're never benevolent. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a dog in this fight. I think both.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think it's none of our business. I don't think it's any of our business right now.
Yeah,
but it's mainly our business because our politicians are all wrapped up in the corruption in the Ukraine. Every single let's see. We've got Pelosi's son or daughter or somebody over there in some committee on some oil field, whatever it is over there. We've got not Newsom, but the Utah guy that moved from Massachusetts. Biden, of course, does.
They have a lot of So I know. I feel like. To say if we actually went in there to fight, we would just be played for saps because these people have a certain interest. I don't think there are any really good guys in this whole thing. I feel sorry for the people of Ukraine. But I don't know if it just had he been willing to sit down and talk to Putin at the very beginning, but I don't know. I don't know in the end, even if I don't know if they're really gonna win, the Ukrainians. But what are their country has been torn apart. Just what are they getting out of all this? I just I'm trying to figure out. I mean, do you see the I don't know the ramifications? Obviously. Yeah, these people in our government have a stake in Ukraine, but do you think this? I'm just kind of wondering down the road. Do you think it's going to affect even the cultural landscape here? Maybe it'll wait. I don't know if it'll put an end to the woke culture. Even that. Do you see like any kind of cultural shift through this? Maybe, I don't know if people will become more serious.
I can't really predict the future or anything like that as far as that goes. One thing that I am seeing is that the same people that are giving guns and letting the Ukrainian people support them, protect themselves and everything like that. So I'm a little confused.
Yeah, we have a right to protect. Yeah, we have a right to protect themselves.
Yeah, and they don't even have a constitution over there.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was sort of clown world there to begin. Again, I repeat, I don't condone this kind of. I understand that Putin may have had legitimate concerns. I don't know if he should have gone this far to really, especially really pummeling the country. But what is it? It just seems like a theater of the absurd. We had that guy, Zelensky was just so blustery. I think that. Maybe if he had been willing to. I just remember seeing even before the war started, they were just kind of like bragging, and they were overconfident. The people there are showing the weapons. Oh, look, we're going to fight. We're going to do. I don't know how. I think that Putin may have miscalculated how they, the ferocity of their fighting, their willingness to fight back. I think he must have thought it was going to just be like a walk in the park. But I think that Zelensky made a lot of miscalculations. He thought that his country was that important that people would want to come in and rescue, and or that the West was going to come. Or I guess he didn't really think Putin was going to actually follow through on his threats. And I guess nobody did. But it surprised me that they were not really civilians were not really prepared there for the war. There wasn't even like a bomb shelter. They were all hiding in this So it's I'm thinking not just the tragedy. I don't know. There's a certain stupidity to this, but I don't know if it's just me. If I'm thinking, am I being too cynical? I don't know your thoughts. I don't know what you think the outcome is going to be.
Well, it does definitely seem needless. Yeah. It does definitely seem needless, but
needless. I don't know. I don't know at this point. I know you feel your language, whatever, but I just don't know. It's really. Because everybody's sort of traumatized by it. At least I am.
Well, I know that the citizens are. The citizens don't deserve this because it's not the Russian people.
No.
It's not the Ukrainian people. It's the governments and the people who are in power. Which I was going to say they actually have supposed Nazis in power in parts of the Ukraine as far as that goes. Who knows what they're doing?
They found out one of the soldiers. Yeah, one of the soldiers, I think, had a Nazi symbol on exactly. This is about the same time though. There were, it was sad to see ordinary Russians being penalized. You heard about the people who got fired for their posts. They weren't even. One school didn't want to teach Dostoevsky, or they took
Well, actually, I was going to say, I don't know how many people know about this right now either, but the thing that saddens me the most is the fact that I believe it was Facebook, which is garbage anyway, unless you're just doing, family and friends and stuff. But they've now made a new rule where they're allowing people to talk.
Yeah, I read about that. Post things. Yeah,
talk violence towards Russians now. You can threaten Russians now on Facebook and all that. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, why is this even a thing? Why would you? How? Why would you even say something like that?
I know.
It's almost like they're celebrating the violence towards the Russians, which is terrible. Because it's like I say, it's not terrible, the people's fault. It's not the people's fault.
It's not. The Russians themselves are divided on this. And there are Russians that they respect. They like Putin for other things, but they disagreed with this. It's like in this country, I don't always agree. Even when Trump was in office, I didn't always agree with everything. But you're still right. You have a right to be, patriotic or just care about your country or just be Russian. You're just standing there breathing. It's very. So I'm thinking that again the ramifications of this. It seems like two weeks ago was just a different world. So I just wondering though. Obviously it seems like it's just going to get worse, but. Yeah, I was just looking at the news here. I think the Russian army is like 9 miles from the city center of Kiev. I think that I don't know, say it's like the lost cause or something. I don't know how long the Ukrainians want to continue before they lose more of their people. It's really absurdity, but again, I'm wondering about the cultural. I would love to see it maybe at least affect a cultural shift here. Maybe.
Well, we'll have to see.
People will be more serious.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. Yeah,
It's between the people that watch the mainstream media and believe it, and the people that don't, basically anymore. But they're.
Exactly.
I was gonna say this thing.
I don't know. I don't.
Well, I was gonna say this thing with the treating Russians badly too. That's another form of separation. Now they've now managed to carve the Russians out.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Anyway, I had a question for you. Change the topic. I had a question for you because I just saw this this news. First of all, hang on just 1 second. Advocate Coke, thank you very much for the donation. You get one of these.
Oh wow! I wish I could give you the right. Yeah, talk about inflation.
I hear you.
I'm sorry, did I ask you something? Yeah.
But I wanted to ask both of them, or
I'm okay with it. But so far I've been okay. I mean, there are people who had reactions to the vaccines.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, thank God. I mean, knock on wood.
Did you see the report from the CDC about the 1,200, or actually over 1,200 side effects? Most importantly and most severely, or the myocarditis and the heart attacks and the strokes and stuff like that.
I heard about that, but that is scary. My brother had dropped years ago, dropped dead suddenly of a heart attack. So I'm going like, all I need is to, but at least at my end, I'm okay. I don't know, maybe the people had comorbidities, the ones that affected, maybe it had already just aggravated a pre-existing condition. That's what I don't know. But at least at my end, I'm okay. But I'm just, I'm sick of wearing a mask. I'm sick of, the obsession with it. But you
don't have to anymore, do you?
I just said I'm okay.
I just read that they took all your mandates away. Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank God. No. Yeah. It's just all the public transportation. But they care about that, but not the homeless, the bums. That's another story.
Yeah, well, I was going to say,
okay.
they never did.
Concern.
Yeah, the homeless never did have any of these problems. I don't even know how many of them ever got sick or anything.
I know. It's like they don't give a damn. Yeah.
Well, if this inflation gets much higher, the homeless population is going to increase quite a bit.
I know you're going to see me there.
Taxes are outrageous.
Yeah, it is. Well, it is. I saw my accountant today. I got hit with a big bill, and I'm really annoyed. But this, I said, she lives in Jersey, so she's also paying high taxes. I said to her, if it weren't for my job, I'd move to Florida or something. I don't know. Anyway, listen, I'm at work right now, so I'm gonna have to get going. All right, so enjoy the rest of your show.
Well, thank you for calling, Hallie.
Nice.
You have a great night.
Pleasure.
Stay healthy.
Have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
All right. Shout out to Hallie. She's one of my regular callers. Vaccinated. So that's fantastic news. Fantastic news. All right. Let's see. Okay. Nobody seems to know what's up with Liberal Hive Mind. Let's see. I wrote some of this stuff down here. And of course, you can call me anytime. Project Veritas. How about them apples? Project Veritas blew up the J6 narrative, which we actually knew that to begin with too. The first thing that told me that was not anything near an insurrection or what they were planning on is the fact that the dancing cop, like I said before, there wouldn't have been no amount of dancing that cop could have done to have swayed those people away from where they wanted to go, if that's where they wanted to go. His brains would have been on the floor, and they would have gone through him, or they'd have pushed through him, they'd have knocked his ass down. There wouldn't have been no amount of dancing. There would have been, because you could tell he was, oh, come on. He didn't even believe he was going to be able to get them to do that, but he did. And he was called a hero. And of course, another thing that I knew it wasn't one was because of the fact that the only person that died was one of the protesters. that doesn't usually mean, that usually means that the opposing side is not playing fair at all. So Hallie, you're getting advice from the people on Odysee. They're saying get out. As if you live in New York, I would get out. Wow. Bruin Backhead said that's where it starts. Yeah, that is when they start carving people out and singling them out as a group and everything like that, and literally making it okay for them to bash them on social media now. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't need permission for that kind of thing. I see that I'm I see that I'm paused on Odysee here. Are you getting buffering over there, guys? Actually, if I'm buffering, they wouldn't hear this. Duh. Oh, it's buffering on my thing, but I still got green lights. What's going on? It's got to be Odysee. Okay. Yes. And yeah, that's where it starts. Like I say, they started it a couple of years back. Actually, almost 10 years back now. I started hearing these things about really going after the white race, which we're all one race. We're the human race. Colors, we're it's like Jericho Green said, we're like a crayon box. You know, because I was gonna say, you know, this is white. If you're an artist or anything, my T-shirt is white. Me, if you look at me, I look like a pink, kind of piggy pink, with freckles. So, okay, that's just okay. That is just. Let me fix it real quick for myself. I gotta watch it here. Anyway, this Saturday's video is going to be a meme that my husband and I dreamed up. I hope you guys like it. It's not going to be a very long meme. I didn't have a whole lot of time to work on it. But also, too, you know, the overlays and all that other stuff, that stuff takes a while. It's going to be like maybe a 30-second meme, maybe even 20-second meme. But it's going to take me a couple hours to finish it. And, but like I say, I think you'll enjoy it. It'll make a point. You'll get it, I think. If not, ask me. I don't care. I'll explain it. Biden administration mounts daring mission to evacuate hunters' remaining cache from Ukraine. Wingnut, is that a joke or is that real? It looks like a Reuters picture. I wouldn't put it past them. All right. Let's see. Oh, here's something that really bothered the shit out of me. And stuff like this, when I keep hearing about stuff like this, it really does bother the shit out of me. And this is something that I warn my kids about with their kids, because it's getting to the point where you just never fucking know who is doing this. According to Valiant News, I'm not real sure what Valiant News is. I think I got it from Blaze. Originally, this was the original. Kentucky women exposed for running a sexy summer camp for kids, encouraging toddlers to pleasure themselves. It's a really healthy, and I recommend it for people of all ages. Yes, people of all ages. But, and you know, talking about it to the kids is one thing, but according to this, they were hands-on. These people are not teachers. They are predators. Like I said, they were caught doing this shit hands-on. They were like showing these kids how to do it by doing it for them. 4 women from rural Kentucky have been exposed online for running a sexy summer camp for younger children where they receive hands-on instruction on how to pleasure themselves, among other horrors. Once again, these women are not teachers, they are predators. I am glad they were caught. Let's see. A lot of tweets and everything like that, but I don't know if they've been arrested or anything like that. And of course, the lady that founded this claims that she's a witch and is also considered a magical pleasure worker. Gee, she came up with another name for hooker, or, yeah. Magical pleasure worker. I keep thinking I've heard it all, but then something like that comes up. Her pagan craft tools include candles, crystals, oils, plants, music, sex toys, tarot, the moon, and instincts of a triple water sign. Yeah. Bruin Backhand says, what the fuck? Yeah. Yes. These women need to be strung up by their ears. I don't care what they identify as. All right, we got another phone call coming in. Forgot to turn the speaker down. You're on the air.
Yeah, somewhat.
Hey, Wage.
What's up?
Did you see what I was covering? You probably didn't, or probably haven't yet.
Oh yeah, I've been paying attention while I'm trying to, I guess, counsel someone.
Oh well, if you're busy, what? I don't need counseling. Well, maybe. I don't think that way. I don't think I do, but everybody else on Earth
I was
might.
talking about somebody else.
Anyway, I'm talking about
Goodness
these
gracious.
ladies in Kentucky that were running a sexy camp, a sexy summer camp for kids and toddlers, and doing hands-on demonstrations for sexual acts to themselves.
Yeah, they're grooming them.
Yeah, no, they're not necessarily grooming them, but they are predators to them as far as that goes. I actually do have a theory about that as well. You know,
Can I remind everybody about the Boy Scouts?
right. Well,
Don't
like I
act
say,
like this is something new.
I think that I think one of the things that they're not too long ago in New York again. But I'm thinking that they're grooming them for making them like normalizing this for the kids and everything like that. But I think also too, they're studying them to see which ones are going to be the easiest to traffic later or even now. And that includes the parents' reactions to some of this when they get caught. Because these people
You do realize that all of these investigations started under Trump and are only now coming to light.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
we had been talking about.
He pulled the tarp off of a whole lot of shit that we need to be stopping. Yes, definitely.
Now, actually, Wingnut's doing an extensive bit on child trafficking, and he plans on going into it after your show as well. I'm not going to fire up a stream tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bow down and let him go ahead and do it. I may make an appearance on his show, but he's got some important shit to cover too, as well, about the child trafficking.
Oh right, yeah. Advocate Coke was talking about that. Sorry. Sorry about that, dude. Advocate Coke was talking about that on his stream right before me. Anyway, 451 Actual just shared this thing from Gateway Pundit. The headline says, "What the fuck are you going to do next month with milk costing $11? Truck drivers rant on soaring gas prices goes viral." Is it in here, or do I have to pull it up on it? He says, "Yeah, play this."
Go ahead, pull it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this before they take it off. Oh, okay. It's on Rumble. Give it a second. It says it's been blocked, but when I take the thing off in New York that was teaching stuff like this in her class, yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Check. 1,052.
But yeah, there's a lot that's going to be dropping.
$5.15 a
A
gallon.
semi-truck in Tennessee. It is currently right now $5.15 a gallon.
Wait, hang on, wait.
Intensified.
Hang on, wait.
What the fuck are y'all gonna do next month when your gallon of milk costs $11? Because you hear that? That's the only way you get milk. Reefer units, refrigerated trailers. It ain't like y'all gonna do without. Y'all better wake the fuck up.
Damn, bro, you're in the red circle of death.
Yep, indeed. Guys actually keep the world running. Without the truckers, we wouldn't have the exotic fruits, we wouldn't have the milks, we wouldn't have the meats, we wouldn't have, and they made it like this on purpose. It's almost like they're shutting all of this stuff out on us now. So, yep. Here's a tough documentary to watch about human trafficking in Europe. It's under 1.5 hours long. Well, I'm not going to play it here. But this is Advocate Coke. His channel here on Odysee as well. He does a live feed. I'm not sure when. I know you're right before me. Do you do Tuesdays too? Do you do Tuesdays and Thursdays? What does
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
And Sundays, okay. Yeah, I guess I better think of another day to do it too. Holy shit, $5.15 for a gallon of diesel. Yeah, that's in Tennessee. That's actually kind of a red state.
And by the way, that's Advocate Coke, 1964.
Right, on Odysee.
You have to have that 1964 at the end, or you won't find them.
Right, and of course, if you like, I have a sound for you if you can. I don't, like I say, I try not to beg very much, but again, I'm still catching up. I was out of work for a pretty long time with all of this, and I started this so that to get with like-minded people, because they literally isolated us. I live out in the boondocks anyway, and I couldn't go anywhere. And of course, my health and all that, yada yada yada. You've heard it all before. If you can spare a dime, that's cool. I'll give you my dollar gong. If not, I understand. You can donate to me now on Odysee. I've connected to whatever it is, a debit card or whatever like that on Odysee, and I've got a link below to my PayPal. Shit. In fact, wasn't there just another breach not too long ago? They found the Chinese hacked into, what was it? Do you remember?
NVIDIA.
What was it?
They hacked NVIDIA.
Twitter? No,
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA, yeah, right. Okay, yeah. The video card people. And of course, I have an NVIDIA video card, so now I'm nervous as hell about that too.
Same here.
So let's see, what else is going on? What else did you have to tell the world there, Wage?
Also, real quick, even if you have LBCs, which you can earn just by watching videos, it would help her out, because she doesn't even realize it, but I staked her stream the additional 100 LBCs just so she would get a listing.
Yep, which I appreciate. Like I say, every little bit helps. And actually, also too, if you share this and get people to subscribe through my invite. Oh, look at you! Thank you, Radicalized Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
He deserves a bunch of these.
That's my New York boy right there. That's a good old friend.
Yes, we were missing you. I remembered you from before, and it's like, gee, hadn't seen him in a while. But we're glad you're back. Hope you weren't ill or anything like that. And if you were, we're glad you were. We're glad you're back. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Appreciate that. Like I say, even if you,
it It was because I'm an asshole.
They isolated us for very specific reason. Our hearts give off a that's Folking. Hey, how are you? How are you? I agree with that. Also, too, they closed down the non-essential businesses because, if you remember correctly, I think 451 actually mentioned this earlier about the fact that we won the revolution due to the fact that we were meeting and planning in the nightclubs and in the restaurants and of the time, the bars and even the churches. So that's one reason why they. Well, that's what they called it. That's what they called it. But what I'm saying is that they separated us so that we couldn't get together and plan on how to go against them, how to revolt against them, like we did for the revolution. They know this stuff. That's why they got rid. That's why they isolated us. So, but yeah, they anything that was not essential was like the only thing that was essential was like grocery stores, hospitals, which most of them were closed down or laying people off in the middle of this anyway, and like gas stations and stuff like that. Everybody else worked from home, or they didn't go. You couldn't go to a bar, you couldn't go to a restaurant. The only way you could go to a restaurant is if you got to-go food. A lot of restaurants around here, even the bars, had to change into curbside service, and a lot of the bars actually, to stay in business, just to try to stay in business around here, started serving food.
But liquor stores were wide open.
Well, they were. I actually think that the liquor stores were under the guise of grocery. But I got you. I hear you.
No, it's a form of submission. If you're drunk, you might get pissed off, but if you locked in the house, who gives a shit?
Right. And of course, that makes you, drinking alone makes you demoralized. Drinking alone, in fact, that's one of the things that they ask you if you're an addict a lot of times, or if you think that you're an alcoholic, is do you drink alone? A lot. And that's actually, that's one of the things, that's one of the cause and confused, so that you have to turn to them for answers.
Exactly. I just believe I've got too much blood in my alcohol system, but that's just me.
Oh, hey, Ava Pug. Welcome to the show. As you can hear, I'm talking to the infamous Wage War. He's also got a channel on here, and he's also working on his own platform because this particular platform has been sold out to whom? Do you know?
I'm not going to go ahead and say names because I know you're streaming on YouTube.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And of course, YouTube is AIDS.
Everything's starting to get AIDS.
Shit. Banned on YouTube.
We can't even trust DuckDuckGo anymore.
Soy boys.
Yeah, everything's turning into AIDS. You can't even trust fucking.
No, go check out the Odysee channel and see the soy boy new owner, and listen to his video about how he had to get a vasectomy because of testicle cancer.
Well, now that's a thing. That's terrible. I had a brother-in-law. I had a brother-in-law that had to have that.
It's an I'm a victim.
Okay. Well,
calling out to the LGBTQ community.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Just like all this junk Odysee is doing, revamping and making better their dark scheme theme by adding pink and adding pregnant male emojis.
Well, it's like I told you before. It's okay. I don't have a problem with that as long as they're equal. As long as Everyone's equal as long as everybody gets this shit.
Why are there no women pregnant? Why is it only men?
Oh, I have no idea. I guess that's something you'll have to ask the programmers or whoever's in charge now.
Why do they now have an eggplant with a condom on it?
What exactly does
Tell me
that
that's
mean?
not a phallic symbol.
Well, the eggplant, I know what that means, but with a condom on it?
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I guess I try to...
Safe gay sex.
Well, I don't care what kind of sex it is, as long as it's safe. Hey, man, I don't care if they want to stick their dick in a grinder. As long as I don't have to pay for it or see it. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Why is it? Yeah, Radical Ryan just posted it in chat. Yeah, there you go, right there. Now you see it. Now, next question. Why is it all of the couples in the emojis that they have that are together are either two women or two men and no mixed couples?
I don't know. I don't
What
know
the
why
fuck
you
is
keep
up with
asking
that
me why,
shit?
because I didn't program this shit. You're gonna have to ask them. And please get back to us if you find out.
I already been banned for asking them.
Well, that's not cool.
If you recall, 451 got banned from their channel. Well, I went on there and I confronted them because I have a little bit of weight with Odysee. And they banned me.
That's not cool either. That's why I say that right there is the problem that I have. If that's what they're doing, then yes, I have a problem. And again, we're going to advocate for your new platform, which I know you're working on diligently.
I'm trying.
I wish I could do more, but once you get a platform up, I'll help. I'll get on there and help you grow if I can.
Now, anybody that's displaying the Dogs of War symbol is automatically going to get an invite.
Okay. Well, you see mine.
There's Advocate posting a pregnant male.
Actually, to be honest with you, I thought that was a joke.
To be honest, oh my God, he did find a female.
There's a pregnant female. Okay. Unless it's
I did not see that.
Unless
My bad.
it's trans. But who cares?
Yeah, right.
Thank you, sweetie. All right. Time for coffee talk.
Anywho, young lady, I will let you go. I've got to do a few more things before Advocate gets back on. I may make an appearance over there. I don't know. Hard to say.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to feed the old man after the show. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we got about half an hour left unless we get into another long conversation or somebody calls me last minute. I haven't seen any trolls, which is good.
I promised I wasn't going to take over your show again tonight.
Well, that's kind of sort of what I want in a way. When people call me, I'm actually opening the phone line so that they can tell the world what they want to hear. A lot of people ask me questions, and believe me, I'll give you the answer. I'm wordy. One of the things that made me decide to go viral was like, man, I talk almost as much as Salty does. I don't do a lot of the voices and the weird
last week's show
plays, but
last week's show was fantastic. I've actually gotten quite a bit of feedback about it.
Good. That's the thing. That's it. That's why I say, call me and tell them like it is. 243.
And if y'all don't know how to find me, you ain't American.
Wage War 6 on Odysee, right? 6?
I believe 5 or 6. I don't know.
Foking says 6 million dead already from COVID, and now we find out the shot is the actual bioweapon that has been reported to have been given to over 2 billion people worldwide. Get ready to see death on a scale you've never fathomed. Wow. I hope not. I really do hope not, but I don't put anything past these politicians, especially after the way that this went down and the fact that a lot of this came, just the timing of it and everything like that. And of course, they couldn't do anything legally, really, to thwart Trump, so they did this.
We have been screaming this from the rooftops since the very beginning.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I've never
So,
trusted the government.
I'm just relieved that it's now finally coming out. I'm finally relieved that all of the bio research labs are being called out across the world. China, of all people, actually called Fauci out on it.
Did they?
Yes. Something
Wow.
like 30 different countries have working bio research labs in existence right now.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, here we go. All right. I like that. I'm still working on something else, but that does for now. That was a quick put together thing. I'm still working on something else. I'm gonna have to animate some stuff and everything. So much to do.
Fucking Ryan.
That would bring gas prices
Good
down.
point,
Less
Ryan.
people
Good
alive
point.
with lower demand. Yeah, he's right. He's right. I don't know if it would bring the gas prices down so much, because I gotta say, once a lot of times they raise these prices, they never go back down. They never take or lose money.
No, that's interesting. Ava brought up the alien invasion coming in October surprise. I've actually got the first propaganda video about the alien invasion coming, where spaceships have shot lasers at the Subaru Observatory in Hollywood, in Hawaii. Now, guess who owns Subaru? Mitsubishi.
Japan?
A Japan-run organization. Who controls Japan? China.
Really?
You can't make this shit up.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a deep dive on it here. I've got all the links for it and everything. I just haven't gotten around to editing the videos.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. The alien invasion on October surprise, I actually think that'd be too smart. These guys up there just play way too dumb. We've got a senile old man in the president's chair. We've got pretty much a stripper in the vice president's chair. Nancy Pelosi's always either wasted, drunk, or just not there. And I think she's had too many facelifts.
She's batshit crazy.
Well, that too. But they all, on top of that, what makes them dangerous is they think they're untouchable. But being stupid like that usually means that they're cruel. They're cruel as hell. They're mean people. They're not good people.
No shit.
It takes intelligence to actually have empathy.
Look at what they're doing to Americans.
Exactly my point.
Look at the bullshit they tried to do with the vaccine.
That's what I say. That's exactly my point. And the more power they get, the crueler they become. We're watching it now.
It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Like I said, everything's starting to come out. I was getting ready to say this earlier. There's going to be a shit ton more bombs being dropped in the next few weeks. And this is only the beginning of the ride.
Where?
This year is going to be a hell of a roller coaster ride. And just wait until the final finale right before the primaries.
My primaries. Are you talking about the primary for the president?
I'm talking about the primaries across the nation.
Oh, well, we've already had ours.
November's election.
Actually, we've already had ours, which reminds me, I want to tell my Texas friends to please, whatever you do, I don't care, by any means necessary, do not put Beto O'Rourke in charge of Texas. He won the Democratic. He actually won the Democratic nomination for governor here in Texas against Hot Wheels.
Actually, Laura, you had brought up the fact that your primaries are already over.
Yep.
No, they're not. The state of Texas still has more primaries next month.
Oh, okay.
In June. That's why she's stepping down in July.
Oh, okay. Because she's going to be voted out anyway, basically.
That's the whole point. And then the national primaries are in November. And the reason why she's stepping down in July is to give them enough time to put another person in her seat before the national primaries.
Well, anything to her advantage. But she made it sound real good.
Anything to their advantage.
Exactly. As I say, but she made it sound real good.
All right, young lady. Somebody needs to call in now.
Yes. The world
Y'all
still
have
wants
a
to
great
know
night.
what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. That's my tagline.
Y'all have a great night, and I'll see everybody over on Wingnuts stream, which is, once again, Advocate Coke 1964 on Odysee.
He's going to go back on after I'm finished?
It will not air on YouTube.
He's going to go back on after
All
I'm
right,
finished?
y'all. Have a good night.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good night. This is something that freaked me out, and actually it brought me back. It brought back some memories as to the fact that when I was younger and a teenager and in this kind of situation, my parents never, ever, 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 ever wanted me to go to anybody's house or party or anything like that. And if something like this would have happened and I'd have gone home hurt, they would have hurt me too. Because I was doing something I shouldn't have done. But, wow, watch this. Oh, come on. I thought it loaded already. Oh well. Give it a second before it loads. But like I say, this literally brought back old memories of when I was a teenager. My parents did not want me to go to anybody else's house for any reason, and if I did, they had to know the parents were there or had to at least talk to them. And yeah, look at this. And they caught it on video too. Holy crap. Over 100 kids jumping and bumping about on this whole thing collapses underneath them. Wonderful. It's buffering. Wow. Can you imagine walking somewhere and having the floor come out beneath you like that? It's bad enough with just one or two people or one person, but can you imagine all those people and then you go down like that and have all those people go down on top of you too, just the bodies writhing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I bet that was horrible. A house party in the Denver area, and obviously they had way too many people in that house. I bet their parents were mad. Because you know adults don't do stuff like that. Wow. That one tripped me out. Let's see. What else do I have? Let's see. Nobody wanted to see the Hyperions. Oh, here's something that I found a way for you guys to actually make more digital currency. And it's as easy as eating and going to the restroom. Let's see if I can find this. This tripped me out, but I'm not surprised. And to be honest with you, it's much better than turning it into food, which I've actually seen them do that as well. South Korean toilet turns excrement into power and digital currency. Pretty much pretty much what happens with this is that you take a dump, this thing creates the energy and everything like that, and they pay you for the kilowatt hours or whatever it is. July 9th, using a toilet can pay for your coffee or buy you bananas at a university in South Korea, where human waste is being used to help power a building. ldghwih. Okay. kind of an apropos name, except for the fact that he's talking. His main goal is defecation and not wee. An urban and environmental engineering professor at the Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, UNIST, okay, has designed an eco-friendly toilet connected to a laboratory that uses excrement to produce biogas and manure. The Beevi toilet, that's Beevi, a portmanteau of the words bee and vision, uses a vacuum pump to send feces into an underground tank, reducing water use. There, microorganisms break down the waste to methane, which becomes a source of energy for the building, powering a gas stove, hot water boiler, and solid oxide fuel cell. So, here's a question. This guy's producing methane, but they want to reduce methane by getting rid of cows. Why couldn't we use the cow's methane for energy too? I mean, there's plenty of them. And they claim that it's ruining our earth, which, really? I bet Ocasio-Cortez, I think, came up with this with the New Green Deal or whatever like that and said, well, I came up with something, but, you're not doing anything, so I'm in charge now, which, I don't think so, chica. But she came up with the thing about too many cow farts. I bet you any amount of money that person has never been 10 miles close to a cow. She has no idea what she's talking about. So I'd like her to prove me wrong with that. Because here, she didn't even know what a garbage disposal was. But she's going to tell us about farming. Yeah. Another reason why I don't trust the government. What happened? Faulty construction on what? Oh, I don't know what happened, Hallie. Probably just a very, very old house. It looked like the floor was wooden and everything like that. They might have, from the way that it looked like it fell, they might have actually taken a support beam or something out. When people remodel and everything like that, sometimes they take out the walls that actually hold the floor or the roof up and everything like that, and and some people will do it for them too. Heck, they've got surgeons now that'll work on 13-year-olds and people younger than that for sex changes. So I don't put nothing past nobody. Nobody has any pride in their work anymore. They just do something and get paid for it. That's it. They don't care whether it helps anybody or saves anybody. Of course, I've known some pretty stubborn customers when it comes to that kind of thing too. We used to do flooring, and we had this one lady that had a concrete floor, and she insisted she had to have a wooden floor. And if you know anything about concrete, it holds moisture. The last thing you want on a concrete floor is wooden planks. And literally, we redid this lady's floor 3 different times because she kept insisting on wood. And after a couple of months, she'd come home from a vacation or come home from shopping, and she couldn't walk on the floor. It was like walking on a mountainous, Rocky Mountain High or something. We finally, after the 3rd time, and it really was expensive, but that's what she wanted. We couldn't talk her out of it. But after the 3rd time, she finally settled on stone. So she's got stone tiles now and with no problems. But there's a lot of people that wouldn't even try to tell her that. They would just do that. And, you know, and the thing about it is you want to tell them something like that if you're doing construction work. You want to tell them, hey, man, this is going to work like this. Because afterwards, if you don't, they're going to come back to you and say, oh, you did the bad job. You did a wrong job and all this. I want my money back and everything. Well, she couldn't come back on us on that. Because we let her know this is not a thing. You can't do this. And she had the third time she had even done some more research and came up with this. She bought this extra coating or whatever it was that was supposed to have soaked up the moisture from the concrete and everything like that. Oh, sorry, lady. We tried to warn you. Which is like I say, if most construction workers probably these days. Nothing against them. They're the salt of the earth, but some of them nowadays they don't care. They'll do the job, whatever the customer wants with no, well, we got to do it this way or we got to do it that way. No engineering, no forethought or anything like that. And then they just take the money and run. There's a lot of I see a lot of complaints from my friends and family on Facebook about people being ripped off. You pay them in advance and then they never come back. Or stuff like that. There's a lot of shysters out there. So yeah, be careful about that. Like I say, I'm not real sure why that floor fell through, but it was only 3 kids were hurt. Nobody was killed or anything like that. But boy, I'm sure that's something that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. It probably will make a few of them think before they go to a house party again too. Anyway, so. Yeah, they now are producing methane for power while trying to take it away from us. So, I don't know what to think. Like I say, at least he's not making it into, fake meat? No, thanks. They could have tried this first, I think. They could have tried this first. Why is it that everybody wants to eat synthetic things? That's the reason why people get sick. Your body doesn't know what to do with this stuff. It accumulates parts in parts of the bodies and sometimes causes bad things to happen to your body. All right. While I'm waiting for another phone call, if I get another phone call, I got one more piece to show you. This is something I think that This is actually something that happened a couple of months ago, but it just came out because somebody kind of leaked it. You'll see why. And you got all kinds of people that are saying, once this did come to their attention and everything like that, you got a lot of people in the mainstream pundits talking about, oh, this is living black and oh, for crap. Everybody involved in this particular scenario, including the cops, were black. So don't give me that shit. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, Black Panther director mistaken for a robber and handcuffed at an Atlanta bank. Now, this bank, he's the director for Black Panther. In fact, he's in Atlanta now, making the sequel, I think, or something, or the second movie or whatever like that. I didn't watch any of those. I'm not a moviegoer. I'm not, every once in a while I'll watch a movie or something like that. Most of the time I'm busy entertaining myself or doing shit like this. Anyway, he's trying to withdraw over $10,000 from this bank. It's his account and everything like that. But instead of writing out the deposit slip and everything he writes a note on the back of the deposit slip where you're not supposed to do any writing. And it basically tells this woman to keep looking at the note. He doesn't say anything to her or anything like that, but he wants her to keep it real quiet that he's getting money out. Like anybody was going to recognize him to begin with. He had sunglasses on, he had a hoodie on, he had a mask on. I think they still have mask mandates over there in Atlanta. But he goes into this place. That would have screamed bank robbery to me. She didn't know this guy from Adam. I mean, he walked into the place expecting everybody to know who the fuck he was. Put it this way, even seeing his face, I wouldn't have known him if I'd have bumped into him. I wouldn't have known who that was. Not everybody knows who you are, especially since you're not in front of the camera. You're the director. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. So yeah, he goes into this place, and of course, immediately the woman pushes the button. She thinks they're being robbed. In fact, she even went back to the manager. You know, said, "Excuse me, he's trying to withdraw a whole lot of money, and he's trying to get the teller to go shh." That would scare the piss out of me. Like I say, it's already in a bad neighborhood. All right, according to what I've been hearing and what I've been reading about this. To be so private and secret to begin with, he basically didn't want anybody in the in the bank looking at him when she would put the money in the counter, because it makes a noise, makes a loud noise, and everybody like looks and everything. He didn't want anybody seeing them counting out that much money. Like I say, I can't say as I blame him. Not a very good area where he was at and everything. Of course, the teller knows that. The people in the bank know that, and so yeah, they're paranoid as well. So they handcuffed him, and they handcuffed the people that were with him. He had two or three people with him in this big black SUV with the blacked out windows and everything like that. I mean, it literally, I could understand why somebody would think that was what was going on. But another reason why, like I say, there's a lot of people now saying, all the pundits are saying, this was a racial thing and he got profiled and all of this and everything. No, he didn't. It was in a black neighborhood. All of the people involved in this were all black. So no, it didn't have anything to do with race. It had to do with the way that he handled it. Now, if he wanted to be a VIP, and this is something I would have done too, not that I actually would have known that, but if I wanted something to be secretive like that, I would have gone and talked to one of the people in the seats, or asked for a manager, or or the COVID rules and everything like that. They've got dividers everywhere and everything like that. So yeah, he acted funny, and the people in the bank didn't know what to think, but one of the reasons why you didn't hear about this, like I say, he wanted this to be private in the first place, so he probably didn't say anything afterwards. But there was also an article that mentioned that they apologized to him to his satisfaction. He wasn't going to make anything else of it. In fact, I don't think he's even made any kind of a statement after they brought it to light, yesterday. Again, like I say. So yeah, whew. Kyrgyzstan Special Forces, welcome to the show. He said that floor would have held if she had just skipped the drive-through. Yep. Wage War says, thank God McDonald's is pulling out of Russia. The Russians will be a lot healthier. Yeah. There's all kinds of people pulling out of Russia. Like I say, they can make their own choices as far as that goes, but again, I don't think that the Russian people deserve to be punished. It's the governments that are doing this stuff, and they're literally using their people and no matter what it's over. It doesn't matter. War is hell. It's terrible. Nobody wanted it. Now, I don't know how unprovoked it was. Like I say, the one thing that I do know is that NATO promised them that they wouldn't encroach, and they encroached anyway. Putin sounds like he's working for his... Both countries sound like they're working for their own sovereignty from each other. And I'm not on either side. But I'm listening to all of this stuff, and it makes me wonder why we're involved. It really and truly, other than the natural resources in Ukraine, have nothing to do with us. So, like I say, I'm for the citizens, the people. The people that just... The normies, the people that just live their lives every day and try to survive the best that they can, feed their families, do whatever it is that they got to do to survive. That's let's see, Kyrgyzstan Special Forces. Wakanda banks just put the money in a brown paper bag with a ton of weed, and you're on your way. Oh, okay. I guess there'll be some people visiting Wakanda soon, huh? Oh, that's funny. All right, everybody. Got a couple of good phone calls tonight. There was a whole bunch of things going on tonight. I hope you enjoyed all the stuff that I shared with you. Don't forget to head on over to Advocate Coke. And, of course, don't forget to share, like, hit the fire button, all that stuff. Share especially. And, of course, get people to subscribe to me. And of course, donations would be the ultimate. Every penny, everything goes right back into this, because this is the plan to make this grow. Eventually, I'm going to have my husband as a co-star, but again, I need another whole setup and a desk and everything else to put him in, and we got to move the studio into the living room. This is one of my offices. But eventually, like I say, eventually it's going to get there. And of course, you think I'm funny. Of course, everybody tells me I'm funny. I have to tell them that looks aren't everything. But this guy will keep you in stitches. Once he gets on a roll, he's usually pretty quiet about stuff. But once you get him started and get him on a roll, he will have you rolling. He will definitely have you rolling. Let's see. Kekistan Special Forces says, I almost drew on a guy carrying a trench coat folded over his arm with a cell phone in his hand that looked like he had a gun. Yeah. And I was just saying, they've got it to the point where you can't trust anybody now. And they're still carving out groups. They're still carving out groups. They figure, they know that they can take over if we're fighting amongst ourselves because we're not paying attention to what they're doing. So again, I'm for the people. I'm for the citizens. I could care less about the governments. And I was going to say, if you think about it, and if you look at all the governments in the in the world right now, I don't know any of them that are not corrupt in some manner, in some fashion. And I don't know about anybody else, but the Constitution, and I'm not advocating for any kind of violence, but the Constitution does have directions on how to solve a tyrannous government. And of course, the first thing that I advocate is the First Amendment. And you know what that comedian said? God, I can't remember his name either. Somebody remind me, quick. Anyway, he said the First Amendment is there to start with, but the Second Amendment is there just in case the first doesn't work out. So, and of course, like I say, hold them to their standards. They're screaming, the same people that are screaming and yelling. Yeah, Dave Chappelle. Thank you, backhand. A Bruin backhand, yes. Where was I? Oh, the First Amendment. First Amendment, that's what my show is all about, of course. That should be the first and last, in a perfect world, that would be the first and last way of solving problems and getting things done. But unfortunately, it's not a perfect world. So that's why we have the rest of the amendments. And of course, since we do have amendments, that was one more thing and touched on. There was some guy that got on The View and said that the Constitution is absolute trash because people like him weren't asked about it. Well, I'll tell you what. You may not have been asked about it, but you're actually benefiting from it now. Because if you were in any other country, that particular piece of parchment would not exist. But also, it's what's giving you the right to be able to trash it in the first place. In fact, rightly so, most of the ladies were very dismayed when he called our Constitution trash. I'd like to see you go to any other country and see how well you're treated there, especially when you start complaining about their rules. That's about all I got for you guys tonight. Make sure you head on over to Advocate Coke, and of course, check out 451 Actual in the morning. I'll be lurking in the chats. I work on Saturday night tonight. Although I have a phone. I have the app now. I can check in with you guys. Not very often. I am very busy when I do my work. So there are a lot of people around. So I got to pay a lot of attention to everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Appreciate everybody coming in. Appreciate the love. Keep us running. Yeah, asked him about the 13th. Yes, sir. Exactly, Bruin. Exactly. All right. Much love. Everybody stay healthy out there. Peace, love, health, and music as always. And until next time.